that
Thank
step will get you every time.
Rose, do you want that one?
No, that's fine. I'm good. Thank you.
Yeah, on the way here, the house across the street, the old house. I heard it. And I'm looking, I'm like, where is that sound coming? And then all of a sudden, the two big dogs came out, and I thought, uh-oh. But, they just rolled over and wanted jelly rubs.
Welcome, everybody. I'd like to announce a few things. We are in the Lynn Community Church, and it is, the acoustics are kind of echoey, maybe, if that's appropriate. A council meeting is so that council may conduct town business in an orderly manner. Recognition must be given in order for you to speak. Out of order behavior will not be acceptable. You will be asked to leave. At the end of meeting, time will be given to those who have signed up to speak. So I already mentioned that Mr. Nelson is on phone with us tonight, and Myra is also on phone. She is sick, no COVID.
Good.
Call this meeting to order, February 22nd, 2022. We do have a quorum. I would like to do the Pledge of Allegiance before we begin. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great words.
Council, you have the lots of minutes. February 8th was a regular meeting minute. And I would like you to approve these all separately, please.
Well, I make a motion that we approve the February 8th, 2022 minutes.
I second it.
Huh?
Guess no one else is.
Oh, what about you?
Okay.
It's been seconded.
Moved and seconded.
Yes.
Point of order,
Okay, point of order, what's your point?
the, point of order is there is a item on the second page that needs to be addressed before we continue. It is a question posed to, Mr. Duke.
Okay, location where?
Second page. Let's see, the last paragraph down towards the end of it.
Oh, do you see it, Robert?
Yeah, right down the bottom.
I didn't catch that.
You gotta speak up with your mask on, Jim.
Okay, it's on the bottom of the second page, and there's only one paragraph there, and the question is, to Mr. Dew, do I have those RCWs right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, they're Washington state ordinances,
Okay,
Okay.
so,
and they come from, several different sources, so.
right. My question though was, are these the correct RCWs?
Yes,
Okay,
okay, so you're wanting to keep that sentence or strike that sentence?
We can keep the sentence, it's just, the question needed to be answered prior to approval,
Okay.
so, okay.
Okay, so,
Proceed.
okay. Moved and seconded to approve February 8th, 2022. These regular meeting minutes. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, council, going down the list, approval of February 15th, 2022 public hearing minutes.
Mayor? Mayor,
Oh,
good question. You have two of these for the same date. Could you tell us the subject matter too, please, for the record?
the special meeting, public hearing meeting, the first one was the, purpose of the meeting was for the adoption of ordinance 2201, which will complete the periodic update of the SEPA, SEPA process.
It just should be part of the record what it was for, since you have two of the same date on here.
There's three.
Well, three, yeah, actually.
Actually, one's a special meeting minutes.
Okay, so. Approval of the public hearing minutes, February 15th, that pertains to the SEPA process.
I make a motion that we approve the minutes to that meeting.
I'll second it.
It was a hearing. Did I say meeting?
It was the
It
hearing.
It was a
public
hearing.
hearing
Okay,
minutes.
so Jim and Mike, okay. Okay, been moved and seconded to approve the February 15th special hearing of the, SEPA subject. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Council, approval of February 15th, 2022 public hearing minutes that pertain to, what was it? The critical areas ordinance.
I make a motion, we approve the February 15th, 2022 for the SEPA. Is that right?
Critical areas.
Okay, critical areas. I'm having a hard time hearing. And don't say it's because I'm old.
I second that motion.
Okay. Bypassing that one, moved and seconded to approve the public hearing, February 15th minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay. And the minutes to, special hearing, February 15th. Mine's out of order here. The CDBG, drinking water source study.
I make a motion, we approve the February 15th, 2022 community development grant for.
I second.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve the special meeting minutes, February 15th. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, thank you for that. That one night was full of hearings and meetings. So, unfinished business, Mr. Nelson?
Yes.
Okay, we have the resolution 2203 that I sent to you, correct?
Yes.
And it is a resolution of the Town of Lynn, Adams County, Washington, completing the periodic update, chapter 1806 of the Lynn Municipal Code and Critical Areas Ordinance 2201 as required by RCW 36.70A.130. So I will let you further explain, if necessary, for the adoption of the critical areas ordinance.
I'll try not to bore everyone absolutely to death, but the bottom line is this is a growth and planning exercise that the state requires every municipality to go through to be in compliance with the Growth Management Act. And if you choose not to be in compliance, you can opt to do that, but you're not eligible for a wide range of funding sources, including Public Works Board loans and Department of Ecology grants and Department of Health funding. So it really behooves you to adopt this ordinance. It's been a long process going through back and forth reviews with various state agencies, including Fish and Wildlife and historical folks and Department of Ecology and Commerce. And we are finally in a place where it is ready to be adopted. Are there any questions?
No, not for me.
No, they're all shaking their heads no.
Okay, fire away.
Okay, so, resolution 2203, I put it to the council.
I move that we adopt resolution 22-03.
I second it.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the resolution 2203 that completes our periodic update for chapter 18.06 of the Lynn Municipal Code Critical Areas Ordinance 2201 as required by the RCW 36.70A.130. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay, so thank you. Mr. Nelson, I will be, being in contact with, Benjamin Sir again
Perfect.
and, get this checked off of all the agencies that he wants me to send this to, so.
Awesome.
Thank you for your assistance on that.
Absolutely, my pleasure. Thank you, folks. I apologize I can't be there in person. I got 3 other little people I gotta take care of. Not that you're all comparable in any way, shape, or form. Don't misconstrue that.
Okay. You're a dad first.
Gotta be dad first tonight, sorry, and thank you.
All right, so I will hang up, you will hang up?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, I don't wanna shoo you away, but,
I'm gonna hang up. You have a wonderful evening, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Now, turn it off. Okay, council, item B, with the garbage can issue. Cheryl, for your information, CDSI, the garbage company, They do not have any glass recycling in Adams County or Grant County. So I did get that out of them. And I did talk with Mrs. Martell, and Limco has lost a lot from theft, as we know, fuel, pipes, equipment, and they are looking into putting a fence around the whole business area. The business, or the building portion of Gross Insurance Building or Winchester Gyms, okay? They do have an easement behind their building, she said, but none of the other businesses do. So I don't know what to help you with that. But that's my research from our previous meeting, so.
And Paul,
Yes,
I talked to Pam, she has no intention of giving us an easement, and she put up more pipes and barrels and things, so we can't even get through where we were getting through before.
Oh, wow.
So, I don't know if you've driven by and seen them, but it's thickened up there, so there's no easement gonna happen
at this point.
well, yeah.
Okay. Okay,
I would think that would be, like a fire, there would have to be some kind of easement there to, I
She
guess.
said, when I talked to Pam, she said that it's been that way forever. There's no alley there, and there's no driveway there, so she said it's been that way forever, and she intends on keeping it that way.
Of course.
And I know they're putting up a fence, and they're gonna put their equipment in the fence, but like I said, all those big tubes, she moved them, and then she put where all the openings where she put barriers in.
okay, I haven't looked at it.
Well, I didn't notice it. Jim said, did you notice there's more barriers back there? I knew, but I didn't.
Okay, unfortunately, how can I explain this? Okay, here's, what street is that? E Street, and then here's, First Street. So this
I
is,
Street.
or, you wanna go I Street?
No, the main
I'm
street,
going E, just because here is Pam's edge to the bank building. I'm going that direction.
oh, okay, where I'm on,
You
okay.
wanna go
Okay.
the other direction?
No, you're fine, as long as
Okay.
I know where you're at.
Okay, so this is E,
Okay,
okay, and then here's the highway,
right,
and then here's I.
yes.
Okay, all right. So here's the edge of Lemco to whatever distance that she's at. So those go that way. The lots that are these buildings here, they go this way. Her lots go this way. So that is the sticker, I guess, the problem area. But yes, that would be have you talked with Kevin at all?
Starry?
Yeah,
No.
he's fired.
There's got, that's what I guess I'm getting at, is that it doesn't matter if there has to be some kind of fire cushion or easement or whatever,
Right.
as far as, cause all those buildings have a back door, there has to be some kind of easement in
Okay,
place there.
and that's what I
where
was
there
going
could be
to,
a gray area or whatever you wanna call it, but Kevin might have to actually get
right. And
involved in that too.
And I did ask her if she had talked with, the fire chief, and at that point, was it 3 weeks ago now? That she hadn't. And I told Mrs. Patel that I would, after figuring out what these things, the way the lots laid, then I would, if it was okay with her, as well as okay with Cheryl, to do the fire, issue. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I think that has to be between her and Kevin, though, I can't get involved in that, but we have, what is it, 3 feet, 4 feet, the top step?
Yeah, something
And
like that.
So I have 4 feet where the step is, that's mine. And the bank building has 4 feet where their step, but their step comes to the side, that's theirs. So we have that little tiny strip, but there's the stairs in the way. And then I have the inside of the building there, but it doesn't help garbage at all.
No, and going back to, and I'm not gonna keep bringing up the fire thing, but it could be an
Well, we
issue
have to.
because there has to be some kind of easement there because so you're telling me if those buildings catch on fire, we can only be on,
One side.
in the front of the building, you know what I mean? I think that's gonna be,
And it's gonna have to be solved before she puts up its.
that's
8 foot
what I
fence.
guess what I'm driving at is before she actually puts the fence up, that's gonna have to be resolved because what are we gonna do, drive through her fence with a fire truck to, if something like that was to happen? I mean, I guess is what I'm
Well-
kinda getting at too.
Exactly. So we have to come with a happy medium of whatever, but unfortunately, the way that the map is,
Right.
here's the building, or here's the lots that are going this way. And then right there is her boundary. So, hopefully we can, get with Kevin.
Mhm.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Can't you get a map from the assessor's office or somebody? Cause there might be an easement there and she doesn't know it.
Never been an easement, I know that.
Well, she did just say that Gross's insurance had the easement, and none of the rest of them did. So, but like Cheryl said, it's kind of with what she has to decide, whatever, so. So I will, acknowledge Kathy with her, question.
So in the fencing ordinance, there's limitations in there on how close you can put a fence to a building, so.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is gonna turn into a guessing, I mean, it shouldn't, but I have a feeling it's gonna be a
Yeah.
train wreck.
Well, no, not necessarily, it's just that everybody's
Hopefully
got
not.
to have all the right
Right,
information.
everybody's, yeah, the ducks in a row, or whatever you wanna call it,
Okay, so we're,
but definitely Kevin from that could probably be involved, I'm sure.
okay, as town, I think that, we need to have that information for town
Mm-hmm.
anyway, so.
Okay, I make a motion to uphold ordinance 2103 in regards to every business and resident is required to have a garbage receptacle. And this is in, with the variance that was requested earlier.
Okay, there's a motion to uphold the, ordinance 2104,
03.
or 3, sorry.
It's 2104.
Oh, that's why I had 2104.
2104.
2104.
Okay.
I didn't hear all you said, Jim.
Okay, I need a motion to uphold ordinance 2104 in that each resident and each business is required to have a garbage receptacle.
Well, my feeling on it is if we start doing variances, where's it gonna stop? So, that's my feeling on it, I don't know.
Okay, so we're still got a motion on the table of upholding 2104. And giving it enough time, hearing no second, motion dies.
Do we want to table it for more information on the fire and all of that?
I think
Because
that's what
I don't think
we
we've
should
got
do,
enough information there, if it's right up to the building.
Okay.
because if they're, yeah, I think we need to find out more on the,
I don't wanna cut our noses off to spite our face.
Okay.
file, is there any way we can just do this until we know what's going on? Because now she's got us blocked, so we can't even move the garbage can.
So then where is your garbage can right now? It's out by the alley?
Mine's okay, because it's on this side, it's the coffee shop that,
Can't drag it,
It's very,
it's buried.
okay.
She's got it buried, and the only way it did is lift it up over my steps, lift it back down. So if I can get a variance until we get this solved, because this is gonna take some time.
Well, okay, tabling is just 2 more weeks, so within that 2 weeks, we'll,
If you can get her done in 2 weeks, go for it.
well,
I could use some space there, it would be nice.
okay, it's worth a try.
Go for it. But I'm not gonna get involved in that.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, the town has to find out
Yeah.
their fencing and their fire code there. So, it's been tabled. Okay. Okay,
And what happens with the garbage can?
It's
well, for right now,
gonna have to stay where it's at, or the way it is for right now, correct?
Well, they
Yeah.
have their own garbage can,
yeah,
but they can't get it anywhere to be dumped.
okay, so your dumpster is
My
at
dumpster's
the
okay.
corner, it's in the alley kinda,
It's on, actually, it's on Shane and Shelley's property, Winchester Joe's
okay,
property.
and that, okay,
And they haven't said anything,
okay,
but it's not me that I'm worried about right now. It's
Right.
the coffee
the
shop
coffee
has
shop.
no way of getting theirs out of there now.
So they basically have a dumpster that's 2 blocked in the back.
They're gonna have to use my dumpster whether we like it or not.
there's,
That's, yeah, I'm saying theirs is basically blocked in.
Yeah, they're
but
blocking.
it's, theirs is a 95 can.
Right.
And hers is a dumpster, 3
Right.
yard? 2 yard.
Oh,
Oh,
I
two-
don't
two
know,
yards.
what is it?
2 yards.
It's a 2-yarder.
Okay, okay. So do we have enough information to go forward on that? Okay. Thanks for your patience.
No.
Okay, that will be more information. So, and I appreciate the lesson in, the lots. I had no idea that those lots went this way, and then
Yeah,
her lots, whatever. Okay, Myra,
What?
we're moving to new business.
Think so?
Okay, so we've got, new business, bank information, and I'm gonna let Barbara go with that, spot.
I looked into the bank information that you mentioned at the last council meeting, and I found out that, to get a credit card, debit card machine, okay, we would have to get, for a credit card debit machine, it would be a one-time setup fee of $50, a monthly fee of $15 per month. They would charge the town every time we sent in how do I say it? Every time we sent in a batch, it's 2.9%. Plus a 34-cent fee per transaction. So every time we charged a card, it's 34 cents. So, and it's, if you ask me, it's expensive. That's just, it's a pain in the neck because it doesn't connect to our financial system. I would actually have to set it up, every time someone used it, I would have to, go to the computer and key it in individually, every fee, every time, and it would add to everything I already do.
And
Just,
that's
that's
at the
my,
bank.
that's just the credit card, debit card, transactions. The, remote capture for the checks, they're doing a special right now, through the end of March, and they're waiving the $250 setup fee, so it's free. They would, set up the machine, and it would, capture, we'd run the checks through. The monthly charge for the first 12 months would be reduced from $50 to $25 a month for the first year. After the first year, it will go back up to $50 a month. There's no contract for that, so we could try it for a month, 6 months, see if we like it or not. The only issue with that is we still take a lot of cash. I did a bank run today with over $1,000 in cash alone. That's why I went to the bank today, was because of cash, not checks. Anyway, for the checks, they do the training before they set us free. You would do a batch, probably every night, and it would be set up so that both Paula and I could run it we would do it the easy way, so we could both do it instead of having it restricted to like just me or something. So if I was gone, Paula could do it. But to take advantage of their special, we would have to decide right away, because it ends at the end of March. But like I said, that is, they're waiving the $250 setup fee and the reducing the $50 a month service charge down to $25 for the first 12 months. And there is no contract. It can be canceled at any time. But that is something that that wouldn't be too hard to try. The credit card, debit card, personally, I think that's a stretch, but the check machine, I think, would be worthy of trying.
I'm curious what the difference is. I mean, as far as, I'm not trying to sound like a dumbass, but I mean, so you're gonna have something that can read checks electronically, basically?
It's
How's that gonna be much different than a debit or credit card machine?
the credit card, debit card machine is actually online. We don't have a machine in the office. You go on the computer and do it. And they set up the,
Oh, we don't have internet or whatever in the office?
well, we have internet in the office. You would have to come in and do it via internet, like on your phone or something. I wouldn't, it's not a, we also I contacted Bias and they didn't send me the information this morning that I was expecting. I didn't think about that. This morning was crazy. Bias advised that we use a specific kind of software, and they were gonna send me some information that connects to the Bias computer, the Bias software, which is what we use for our financial software. And the bank, the information I got is from Columbia Bank, which is our banking, who we use for banking. And it does not connect directly to Bias. So for the credit card, debit card stuff, their recommendation was to go through the internet stuff, and we would have a setup via the computer. We would have to download the program and everything on the computer, and so that's where the setup fee comes in. And I would have to have access into that, and then all the fees are charged in there, and I would have to get with Bias to figure out how to code all that into our financial system, into our, bars codes and
So
stuff.
the city with the credit card machine, I guess what I'm getting at, so the city couldn't be just like every other business that has one where there's like an extra fee automatically anytime you run your card to cover those extra charges that you're talking about, you know what I mean? So we might have to pay them, but technically we're getting paid for them anytime somebody runs their card, you know what I mean?
Yes,
And I don't speak for everybody, but I know nowadays it seems like a lot more people use cards than they do writing a check out. I mean,
yes, I understand.
so I guess I'm thinking more, it might be a pain to get used to, but it might be more convenient for you also.
Agreed.
Once, you know, just kind of my thought, I guess.
Okay, I have a thought.
Was that the Amanda system, Barbara?
Would that be what?
No,
Was that the Amanda system?
No, it was
Okay.
authorized.net.
Okay.
Okay, currently, we receive payments for water sewer either by cash or by check. Okay? Why are we going to a setup where you have to come into the office and plunk down your debit card or your credit card, whatever? Okay? Then the town gets charged, you as a, debit or credit card user, you get charged. Okay? So, yeah, I know checks are old fashioned, but to have all this set up, it doesn't make any sense to me. You still have to come into the office. There is no, transition to another mode. Now,
No, they can do it at home.
You can pay over the phone.
They can do it at home,
well, and can you set up recurring payments on that too?
yes.
Or you got auto pay basically, like,
That'd be
it's another, that would be hopefully another stepping stone to maybe help with being on time or whatever, you know?
I understand that, but, I have a lot of bills that I pay online, and there is no charge to me. Okay. This is the only one, and I'm sure that Columbia Bank, it's going to cost us, if we set up a automated system that I get on the internet, I plug in whatever I need to, I make my payment, and it's all done. I get a confirmation number that I have received, that they've received the money, and we're all done. You don't have to come into the office for it. Okay? That's my only objection to this. Even doing it over the phone, it seems to me that it's a little bit tedious. Okay? So,
just a second, what Myra was referring to was Odessa uses that program or system, and there is a 4% charge from the Odessa clerk that we got that information on. So that right there was taken off of Denise's suggestion, so.
And I would suggest having the Armada guy come and present to council, because theirs solves all of your problems,
Okay.
all of them.
The Odessa clerk did not offer that, so do you have something?
The only thing I wanted to say was Jim wasn't at the last meeting, and to clarify what I heard out of the last meeting was, this was because maybe someone would pay their full bill and you wouldn't have to do so much collecting, because they had the credit card, advantage.
Credit.
That's why it was brought up and why they're talking about it.
Yeah.
But people can also donate. If somebody's sick and can't pay their bill, someone else can do it for them online. It's nice in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that can happen anywhere.
It opens up the door for a lot of different options,
It does.
in my opinion, but I mean.
So, what I'm kinda hearing is that maybe more research can be done, requested.
Yeah, and if they have somebody that, like Denise said, could come
see, and Columbia Bank
talk to
has,
all of us about it or whatever.
Columbia Bank has always, for years been, offering to, it's a fee for them, it's, their pocket is getting bigger, so.
Right. I get why the bank's gonna wanna
Right.
do it, but I mean,
And I only looked at
it could
Columbia
also
Bank.
get us out of 50 years ago too.
Yeah, the thing that you have to remember though, is with our cash customers, we still have to go to the bank for the cash, and so that's out there, so it's a good point to be, looking into, so we'll continue and bring it back. Okay, good. Okay,
Paul, I got a question.
yeah.
See, these service fees you talked about, is the town ultimately responsible for those, some of those?
It would be passed on to whoever the user is.
Okay, so it's not going to affect any of us that'll never use that, because I don't like paying for things that I'm not using.
Right, no, I wouldn't go with that.
No, if you still wanna pay your bill in cash and I wanna use the card,
Yeah.
you're not gonna pay for that, that's gonna be on me.
Right. Okay, moving on, the, item B, code compliance officer application update. For the council's information, there were, the advertisement was listed or posted on the bulletin board at town hall in the Ritzville Journal for 2 weeks. 21st was the deadline. We had 6 interested parties in the halftime position. 2 were phone calls. No applications came to be part of that, inquiry. 3 have, turned in complete application, resume, 3 letters of recommendations, and 1 was incomplete. So with that being, yesterday was the deadline. Interviews can be selected or scheduled as soon as possible, if that's what you, want to move forward to help with the, process of, compliant, having people being compliant. Council members?
I have something I'd like to bring into this, so, I know this was talked about before the COVID thing and all that came about. The town of Washtuckna is also wanting to get, they're pushing for, ordinance officer also, but they were, before the COVID thing, I'm under the understanding they were trying to be involved with Lynn in this, to be like maybe each town, go halves on a code officer. They're still very interested in that. I know we've accepted applications or whatever, but is this something we might wanna, we might wanna get involved with in Washtuckna with, so it would split the expense of it too. And it would probably put more, maybe that person only wants to work 20 hours a week if they want to, it could possibly bump it up to a full-time position, which obviously the expenses would be split between the towns. And it could open up the opportunity for possibly more applicants, or, but it would be, that they would be covering Washtuckna and Lynn, not just Lynn.
May I ask who's speaking?
That's Mike.
It's me.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure you remember, I obviously
Once
wasn't on
upon
the
a time,
council.
You did have, talks
I
with
just
the town
didn't
of
recognize the
Washtuckna.
voice there for a minute.
Okay, Jim's got the floor now.
Okay, once upon a time, we had discussions, like I said. We were in the process of pursuing it, and, the town of Washtuckna, at that point in time, said they weren't able to, get into it at that point in time. But if they are ready and willing at this point in time, let that doesn't, it doesn't change the fact that we could hire a code officer, okay? If they wish to interview that candidate or other candidates and make their choice, I suppose we could do that as well. And we could obviously split the time.
Right. I agree with you on that, but there's the catch to that might be, it'd be like if we hired somebody and then all of a sudden it'd be like, well, there's a chance you might have to move or work out of Washington too, and that's, I'm guessing we probably have to go out of the different route where we probably have to, if Washington wants to get on board, we probably have to redo the whole applying process and everything else to do it the right way. You know what I mean? That way we're not bombarding somebody with, well, we're gonna hire you to be the ordinance officer, but by the way, you're getting some more work in Washington or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we could check with Washington and tell them we're going to hire, and maybe they would be interested in talking to our hiree.
Okay, but think of it, on this side of the fence. I read the ad, and the ad was part-time. It was for the town of Lynn and their ordinances and their situations and everything. And then all of a sudden you come up and you, throw a wrench in the whole thing of, oh, well now, now you're thinking about two towns? So that's the other side.
Right. That's
Right.
why I'm, yeah.
Yeah. Kathy?
Hatton was involved in that too. Washington and Linden Hatton.
Oh, Washington.
Oh, I don't know, I just know the mayor of Washington is the one that has talked to me about it, and I told him I would present it at the next meeting, but they're 100% on board with wanting to do it. I don't, Hatton, I'm out of loop on Hatton.
They had all come to a meeting and it was Washington and Hatton too. Right? And they had questions on it, like for the three towns to work together.
But if I am an applicant that put in my application and all my paperwork for this position that was advertised, I don't want us to, squish somebody's dreams about getting a job.
No, that's not, I'm not trying to do that at all.
No, I know that, but I think that we're hanging out there. If do we just wash this and then do it again or whatever?
Well, why don't we just go ahead with what we're doing, and then, if Washington can do whatever they want.
Okay, that's an option. Kathy had her hand up. Sorry,
No, you're fine.
Vicki.
I have a question about, if you take a position in one town, that's one W-2, that's one position. When you go to another town, that's additional W-2, it's a completely different employment. So you're not sharing at all. What you're doing is you're employing somebody for 10 hours a week here, they're employing somebody for 10 hours a week there, and the other town. So legally, and Washington state labor laws, this is the position here. They would have to go through the application process, the interview process and everything at the other town. It's a completely different position. So you're not actually sharing that person. It's not like you're one company and you're sharing departments, right? Each department is sharing that person because that person is employed with that company. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you're making total sense.
So I think they would.
appreciate.
Now, I may be wrong, but I'm
Well, you're
pretty sure.
supposed to have all the facts. Come on, you're shooting me down here, you gotta know.
I'm pretty sure that they would have to interview, apply, at that town, it would be a completely different position.
And if, along those lines, if we would have went together and did the advertisement together, then maybe we would have 15 applicants instead of the 6 interest.
Right, and it was just
Yeah.
brought to me recently
It's not
because of-
shooting you down, it's just throwing,
No, yeah,
options.
and I get it totally, I just wanted to bring it up and basically, what everybody else's
Yeah.
opinion was on it too, because it's got perks and then it's got apparently downsides too.
Yeah, I think personally, if you're gonna hire it, and we all agree for a code enforcement officer, I think it should be limited to probably 6 months, so that we can see results.
Mhm.
That probably work.
Good point. Good
Well,
point.
I'm assuming they're gonna kind of have I would assume since it's technically gonna be a position, they're gonna have a probationary period per se, just like any other employee is supposed to, right?
Right.
Is what you're
I was
basically
just
getting
gonna-
at, right?
Yeah, I mean,
In a just way.
I would agree with Vicky on that, because it was, if they work
I think you should.
20 hours here and
Yeah,
only
see,
10
this is-
hours
this
hours
is
in
the
Lost
ordinance.
Texas are gonna show that.
yeah, I mean, 6
hours, so
months,
it's
I
gonna
think,
be Individual
we want results.
employment through the town.
Did you have something more?
No, so,
Okay. Denise?
I was just wondering, it was a full-time position at a specific wage at the end of December, so when did council vote on making it a part-time position at a different wage?
Don't know, we'll have to look back in the minutes.
It's not,
I
Not
don't
that I'm
think we
aware
have
of.
any criteria as far as part-time, full-time, or whatever, when we had it in the budget.
Council's
X dollar
supposed to
amount.
vote, when you change parameters on a job, council's supposed to vote on those parameters.
According to what?
Well, that's what the
No,
RCWs and our
I-
ordinance,
I-
our
I'm
ordinance,
just asking for something
our ordinance says that.
concrete.
Our ordinance says that, and so do the RCWs.
Okay?
So we will, revisit, maybe
we have to,
Get-
yes.
get, in, touch with Mr. Hilly and see what the deal is, then, I can bring back whatever information if you want to do that. But on the other side of that fence, you've got people that have applied for that position. And now essentially, you're yanking it
And I'm not,
away.
I guess I should have, tried to figure out more details on it. I just wanted to bring it to everybody's attention, and, find out the possibilities of that, but it sounds like like she had brought up that it's basically 2 separate things anyway, so maybe like Myra said, we just need to move forward with it and do our own thing as of now, and then revisit with what's talking about it.
Okay.
Or ask them during the interview if they are willing for more hours and.
Yeah, that's a
little
good
town.
point too,
Yeah.
that there would be that option, or whatever.
So with that, interview, can be scheduled, interviewing, just to see, do I have some council members that would be interested in being on the interview panel?
I would.
Yes,
Okay, Jim, Mike,
yep.
Robert? Okay, remember, you can't, we'd have to figure out, because 3 of you can't sit at the same time.
There can only be 2 of us.
oh, really?
Yeah, because you
Three
cannot
is a
comprise a quorum.
Oh, for interviews, you mean?
Yeah. Okay, well, I can figure it out. I'll get things going. Between midnight and 4.
Stores, I will.
What'd she say?
She said she would sit on a panel as well.
Oh,
if worse comes to worse.
Okay.
I guess I'll be on the panel too then.
Okay. It just depends on what time of night,
We just
right?
have to tell them that they're gonna interview for the same thing 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, exactly.
So by the time they get to their last interview, they should be pretty good.
Yeah. I know what the answer to that question is. Okay, moving on. Okay, item C, the resolution 2202. And I believe it is yellow.
No, the
No.
old one, if they don't have the old one, I have a yellow one, if they don't have their old one.
Oh, you were presented with this ordinance, or resolution a while back.
Oh,
Okay, so here's,
If you
Sure.
need it, take one and pass it down.
sorry.
Here we go again.
This resolution is amending, resolution 0401-1806-2119, in particular to change the late fees for utilities and the date the fee is to be charged for the town of Lynn customers. So with that, I will skip down to the, third paragraph, and it says, whereas if the entire amount is not paid within 20 days, late charges will begin on the 21st day of each month, or every month. And right now, it's on the 30th day. Okay, so we're bumping it back to the 21st day. And then, we had, what it is now is utility late fees is $10, sorry, $5, and it was proposed to bump it to $10. What, discussion? I'll give you my 10 cents. If you want it later. Or now. You could keep your $5 regular late charge and just bump up your date. Have it start sooner. If I don't get it in by the 20th, then that's when I'm late.
what if we wanna? Never mind. I was getting, my thought was maybe the 25th instead of the 21st, but
Okay, that's an option. Or discussion.
I don't know, I feel that, the date is the date. Immediately afterward, if it starts then, everybody knows that it should be paid on the 20th. It's right on the bill when you receive it.
Yeah, that part's already printed, yes. Yes.
So, if you haven't paid it by the 20th, then there's a possibility you're not going to pay it, so.
Yeah, but see, like me, I always pay my bills, and I was like, oh crap, it's almost the 20th. I didn't pay my bill yet because there's no debit card, and I'm like, I gotta find my checkbook.
Well, that's the
That
only
takes a few
thing,
days.
because I've been on the receiving end of that late charge. And, you pay a couple of those and you learn the budget to that point. It's not, and so, I paid my share. Even though I've been a council member, it's just getting it into my head that I've gotta pay it. And fortunately for me, I have not had to do so lately, but, it's just a matter of running a budget and being consistent, as you would do with, a debit card. Okay? You gotta come in there, if they set up a debit card, or credit card, you still have to come into the office, or you can pay over the phone if we choose that event,
Or through
Or
your
through
internet.
auto pay, which
Yeah.
I pay
Right.
all my bills through auto pay. This is the only bill I have that I don't, so every month I have to try to remember it.
I'm in the same boat.
And I don't know what the number is, but there is a lot that, is received from the bank that auto pay. And, people, I don't know what the number is.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Have a question?
We pay in advance. When we pay a January bill, it's for the entire month of January. So it seems a bit harsh to charge a late fee on the 20th when you haven't even received the full month yet. So the 30th makes more sense.
okay, on an average month, how many people do we have paying late? Barbara?
I'm sorry, say that again?
On an average month, how many people do we have that pay a late fee?
Lately, since I charged late fees last month, I've received about 15 late fees, I believe, this month. Approximately 15 to 20 late fees.
Okay. And that's because they didn't pay by
They
what
didn't
date?
pay it all by the 30th.
Okay, so that is kind of nebulous.
Most people pay by the 20th. If they haven't paid by the 20th, they haven't paid at all.
Vicki?
Does the service run the 20th to the 20th, or from, I assumed that it runs from the 20th to the 20th. How does it run?
No,
And then
First
they
to
go
the
first.
30th.
your readings are.
That's why
done.
Denise just brought up what she did, I'm assuming.
Yeah. The meters are read towards the end of the month, give or take a few days. The bills get run, what?
Between the 20th and the 23rd.
That's the meters. And then the bills get run closer to the
25th.
28, 20, anyway, they get into, so that the customer gets them on the 1st.
Okay, so they're read around the 20th. Give or
Yes,
take or whatever. Oh,
depends
okay.
on the weather and all that stuff.
Okay, no, it's just, I wanted to confirm, because on the other side, you know, sometimes you don't pay for a month, you pay for, like, at PSE, Puget Sound Energy, you pay from the 20th to the 20th kind of thing. So that's why I was wondering how it's set up.
Okay, so council, do you want to play around, keep the $5 late fee? Keep the dates the way they are? Play with the dates? Or play with the dollar?
Okay,
And this was, remember, this was mainly brought up because of the COVID problem that we have encountered of, I'm not gonna pay, I'm not gonna pay, I'm not gonna pay, and we're just trying to get caught up a little bit. Is that fair? I think it is, because if I purposely do not pay my bill, I think I need to be punished. If I am a customer that is Johnny on the spot every month, then it's no problem. Does not apply to me. So, I don't know.
I'm thinking keep the 10, move it to the 25th.
Yeah, I'm in agreement, I agree with you on that, as far as raising it up to the $10 from the 5, and either change it to at least the third, even leave the date the same to the end of the month. But keep the increase in the where I'm
late
at.
fees are assessed according to what she has just stated. It's very simple, they don't pay the bill. Okay, so on the one side, it's immaterial what the date is. On the other side, everybody that pays their bill on time, every month, 12 months a year, why should they be punished by people that don't pay their bill at all? Okay.
I guess I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna be
Okay,
punished if
the
you don't
dollar-
pay your bill.
Okay, the dollar amount is there, okay? We have had, continuing problems with our water usage versus payment of water. So, perhaps running it to the, 25th, keeping it, the late fee is $10, I think we can find that acceptable. Okay?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And
Me too, I'm fine with it.
I, as a customer, I'm free to call the office and say, Barbara, I don't get paid until the 25th. Well, then that's, okay, it's written down, and then I promise, and then I get nailed if I break my promise. So, you know, if you're on a paycheck, situation where you can't meet our dates, you know, so it's, and we always tell the customers, just communicate, just communicate. Let us know. See a hand.
Okay, I'm getting all these numbers jumbled in my brain here. The service goes from the time, the first of the month to the end of the month, right? Say it's January. So I'm getting billed for January's usage, right, in February.
Usage, yes.
The stuff that I use in
Overage, say
January,
overage.
and any overages, I'm paying for in February first.
The overages is the actual
Right,
advanced, yes.
okay.
So you're kind of a month late
And by
on your
ordinance,
overages.
and by ordinance, if you have a meter in your basement still, you're supposed to call that in
Yes,
every month?
yes,
Okay.
yeah. And that's something too, is with the new meters that were put up on 7th Street and over on Lucher and all that stuff. As you know, maybe you don't, but, the meter has to talk with the handheld device. The handheld has to talk to the computer. Somewhere between meter, handheld, computer, not all of those new meters are communicating. So we still had to go out and eyeball read even the new meters, the technology meters, or smart meters. So that's kind of a drawback.
Is that would that be a company or whoever, wouldn't that be on them
Yeah, trying
to
to
fix that
pinpoint,
issue?
trying to pinpoint who to get that information out of. We have contacted Ferguson, we have contacted Bias, we have contacted Census, we have contacted HD Fowler, we have contacted the construction guys that put them in, blah, 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 and it's the merry-go-round. The Zach, the little guy that's out of Spokane, he came down, spent the whole day reprogramming some of the meters up on 7th Street, and Lucher? I'm not quite sure. Okay, so anyway, that's where we're at, is it's a process. And when Barbara said, we read the meters like on the 20th. Well, we kind of start on the and then sometimes, depending on weather, depending on other jobs, they don't get completely, read on the 20th, because that's a lot of eyeball reads. By all rights, I should take the handheld, drive by, ding, 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 and then it registers, but it doesn't register.
What kind of percentage do we get on the handheld? No.
75, 80?
Yeah, it's not even, it's
Yeah,
under
see,
80.
They used to be around 90, and then you got the little digital, but I worked with Zach, and then from the company we went round.
Yeah.
That's always had a problem.
And
Why?
the meters, some of the meters are the same numbers, they need to be all different numbers. So he found out that some of those meters need to be re-registered. So, okay, that's problem solved, check, check.
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Don't we have some that are in storage down shop?
Yeah, we've been using them.
But she reprogrammed all of them, didn't she?
Right,
Wonder what the problem is.
Well,
I mean, that's been an ongoing thing for at least
it's
4
a
years.
head scratcher, yes, yes.
Wow.
So,
Head scratcher,
it's not just automatic, great, we're gonna get these smart, machines to work together. It just doesn't happen, so, it's just an answer to your question of, if I have a meter in my basement, the town relies on that person to send in their meter reading on a monthly basis. And really, there's only one person that I can think of that is, two people, that is adamant, there's three. Adamant on the 25th, here's my meter reading, and, that's nice. But we do have people that are not at all sending in their readings. So is that fair? No.
No.
No, it's not.
She is awake.
Yeah, she is.
Every month.
Barely.
So anyway, it is, an ongoing situation of, process trying to get our money for what our water that we are using, right? So if you guys can make a decision on this part here, tonight, then that's one step closer to that, summary of fees, schedule of fees, summary of fees.
Summary.
Okay. Are we in agreement on the 25th as the late date?
Yeah, I agree with that.
$10 for utility late fees. Then we have other items in the resolution. Are we in agreement on these changes?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Oh, the only one that's in question, or
It's changing.
is changing, is the bolded.
The $10 late fee
Right.
for the utility.
Everything else has already gone through your process.
Okay.
So I interrupted, I'm sorry.
That's right. Well, with the changes that are on here, considering the date being the 25th, to where late charges will be added after that date, if we can do so, I make a motion that we adopt resolution 2202.
I'll second that motion.
Moved and seconded to, approve resolution 2202 with the date being on the 25th,
Correct.
and, late fees be $10.
Correct.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item D, mayor's report. In the wind, over the weekend, we only lost one flag. And I was surprised. The, in order, just so that you know, in order to, have those flags, it's about $50 a piece, or per flag. The pole is, what, 15?
Yeah.
15, and then the flag, depending on where you get them. I found Walmart is the best place to get them. But it's about $50 a piece, for flag replacement. And, if you'll notice, the Centennial flag is a new flag also, so we replaced that tattered one. Dog license, March 1st is the deadline for the cheap prices. Mike, can I ask you what your days off are?
Well, after this weekend, my days off will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, that might be a workable thing to, get together on that, the dog questions that we were,
Oh, yes,
What?
in regards to the
the poop.
poop bag holders and signs and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, all right, that'll be a good thing. Okay, so I'm gonna turn the floor over to Barbara for some more information for the council.
Back to the dog license, you guys all got a spreadsheet? I sold 2 more dog licenses today, so on top of your, 90, there's actually 92 dog licenses sold for dog licenses. Just so you know, but on top of that, we got an application for, some horses today that, came in after your packets were completed. So I'm asking for, approval of a large animal permit, from you guys. If you could, look it over, you should have that in your packet. Oh, sorry, Myra, it's a application for a large domestic animal by Kathy Vetter for a sorrel mare, a paint mare, with white, it's white with bay markings, and a white with sorrel markings. And she filled it out this afternoon. I apologize, it was after you, well, you weren't in today, so you didn't get the rest of your packet.
She's sick.
And it's not COVID.
It's all right, COVID ends on the 21st of March. Just ask your governor.
Oh, is that the date? I never listened, so.
It's gonna go away on March 21st, no more COVID.
No more COVID.
Has everyone read the application?
Yeah, I've read it and I understand.
Any commentary?
Well,
Okay,
it's good to
make
make
a motion that we accept the application permit.
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded to approve Kathy Vetter's, large animal permit, application for permits there. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
I also received today in the door handle, or in the box in the door, drop box, thank you. A note that I need to read out loud. It says, "To the council, for someone who screams about people not following the ordinances, the lady at the corner of 5th and I is a hypocrite. So that everyone follows the town ordinances, here's $25, there was $25 attached, for Denise Sneed's building permit. Have heard that she couldn't afford it, please approve the permit for fixing her house." I need approval for Denise Sneed's building permit for her house.
There's no building permit required for siding.
For the town of Lynn, there is a building permit required.
Not for siding in the entire state. And my contractor is a retired building inspector, and he spoke directly to Andy of the Adams County, and there is no permit required for siding.
For the town of Lynn, there is a building permit required for ordinance.
What ordinance is that?
I do not have access to.
That says siding on it. Well, if you don't have access to it, then how can you require it to be paid? I do not want somebody paying for my permit.
I'm asking permission for the building permit.
And Fifth and I is not my address either.
I was just being given location, and
You were given the
I approve for
locations,
the permit.
so you wrote the letter?
No, I read it out loud. It's right here, it's typed. It was attached to $25 that has been paid to a building permit that has been filled out, and I'm asking permission from the council. And I kindly asked to quit being interrupted with council business. I believe Jim motioned to approve the building permit.
Okay. Yeah, I'll second it.
Does it have Fifth and I on it? What address is on the building permit?
105 East 6th Street.
Okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the building permit for Denise Sneed for $25. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed?
I'm
Motion carries.
opposed. I'm Denise Sneed and I'm opposed.
I didn't hear that last remark.
Denise Sneed continued to interrupt and say she opposed.
There you go.
Motion was carried.
Did you give that to her? I'll mail it to her. Okay.
Okay, the finance committee,
Okay. Myra, did you find anything that you had a question on?
I didn't see anything, Jim.
Okay, I make a motion that we pay the warrant check register for 2/08/2022 to 2/21/2022 in the amount of $18,370.23.
I second the motion.
okay, it's moved and seconded to approve the warrant registered from February 8th to February 21st of 2022 for $18,370.23. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Motion
You sign
carries.
that and pass it on. Do you have a pen? Okay.
Okay, we also have outstanding invoices that are dated from 1/27/2022 to 2/16/2022 in the amount of $10,364.21.
I
Okay,
second the motion.
Myra, hang on a second.
Okay.
Hot off the press, right at 5 o'clock, I got this, email from Joe
Pass that
Pasuti.
along, please. Take one and pass it on.
And the email message was, subject line, well 8 generator, okay? Attached is a quote to repair the well 8 generator for you and council's review.
Thank you.
The cooling system and the fuel delivery system has never been serviced, now 22 years old. And I think it's overdue for attention. The the printed circuit board is something that wasn't taken care of and will eventually break. I plan on being in Lynn on Wednesday, if I can get shoveled out from the 8 inches of snow that is in his front yard. So anyway, I, printed it off for you, and you can see that it's $5,285 for the, Pacific Power Group cooling system service with block heater, replacement fuel lines, fuel filter head, I don't know what it stands for, but PCB controller board. It includes draining the existing coolant, filling with fresh coolant, replacing upper and lower radiator hoses, heater hoses, bypass hoses, clamps, so on and so forth. So that's your future. It's not on the list to be done in this meeting, but I did want you to have a heads up on future spending. Comment?
Yeah, this is unreal to me, but, I would've thought they would've had some kind of service plan on that thing from the get-go. This is just retarded.
It has been serviced, I mean, is it still run once a month?
Once a week,
Once a week they run it?
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember when we had them floods up there, that wouldn't,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it has been serviced, yes, but probably not this service.
And if it's,
So-
and it probably wouldn't need this in depth of a service, if it was on some kind of normal service plan, I
Ding,
can
ding,
guarantee
ding,
you that.
ding, yes, yes.
So once this is done, I'm hoping that we're gonna have a yearly or quarter, whatever, service plan in place to go
And-
moving forward.
All along, that's been my goal, is to, if there's an issue, fix it so that it's, not detrimental to the town.
Yeah, I mean, that's cheap compared to what it could be.
Okay. But yes, answer to your question, Mr. Duke, every, week.
Each time, yeah. And
Yeah.
the diesel fuel must be getting old in the now, isn't it?
No, we're replacing it because we're using it.
Oh, wow. You filling the backhoe in the hop still from that? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so I'm sorry, Mr. Dworshack.
Okay, I made a motion, we can add that in for this invoice.
That makes it $15,649.21. $15,649.21.
Okay.
Okay, so, to amend the motion, dated from 1/27/2022 to 2/21/2022, in the amount of $15,649.21.
I second it.
Okay, moved and seconded for the pending, invoices, outstanding invoices, whichever way you wanna say it. January 27th to February 21st of 2022 for $15,649.21. All in favor, say aye.
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 And any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Mr. Dworshack, start at your end. Do you have any concerns, comments?
Okay, the only comment that I have is that I wish to thank Pastor Rod Dennis for the use of this facility to accommodate, all of our citizens that wish to attend the town council meeting.
Ms. Dew?
I have nothing.
Nothing? Myra, do you have anything?
Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't be there.
Oh. Well, we're glad that you're home if you're sick.
Me too.
Okay, so Mike, do you have anything?
Yeah, hopefully I do this the right way. I need to bring a possible motion on an ongoing issue that's been going on in this town for a while now, and it seems like recently, the last year or two, it seems to be getting worse, and it's all the theft and everything going on in this town, and a lot of it revolves in more than one place in regards to a lot of the junk vehicles, people are living in them, and to, you know, beyond that, everybody here knows what I'm getting at with that. It's just, it's brought a lot of bad into this town, I guess I should say, without saying the things I really wanna say. I wanna bring a motion into, we need to, I know it's been talked about, but I was approached by a person from town today about this issue again, asking me to bring a motion at this meeting in regards to us kind of stepping up our game per se. I don't know, maybe I should word that different, but as far as trying to address the issue more than just talking about it, and I realize that we're trying to get a ordinance officer, but I think even until that happens, we need to at least, something we can have Paula deliver issue notes or whatever to start getting these people to either start cleaning up their property or start finding them or going through the steps that we need to take to do this. I realize on the flip side it might cost the town money, but I mean, either way you look at it, it's costing all of us money in one way or the other. It's gonna cost the town at some point, and to me, if we gotta spend some money to clean this shit up, then let's do it. It's getting old and we need to do something
Totally
about it.
agreed, and you know, there can be any appointed officer that can go out there and give their notices.
So I guess I bring a motion to, how would I?
Can I put some, do you
Yes.
want to motion to escalate the process?
Yes.
Okay. Process of,
If we gotta
notices?
escalate the process of the paper trail or whatever to kick it in the butt right now,
okay,
let's.
I can't write that.
Motion to escalate the process.
Trying to
No,
eliminate
notice.
future,
Notice,
or, yeah,
delivery of notice.
delivery of notices, if that's the starting point we have to go, which it's my understanding it is. And the person that addressed me earlier today was also telling me that there has been letters in the past. I don't know how far back those letters can go to where they're still valid, but I mean, he was trying to single out one person, but there's more than one person or property where we know what's going on, and to me, we can't just single out one. It's gotta be everybody.
I agree with you on that.
You know, not just
a minute, please.
over here up on the hill, we got over there, over here. I mean, serve them all, whatever the hell we gotta do. To
All at the
me,
same time.
yeah, the same day or whatever. We need to get the ball rolling, in my opinion.
Yeah, it big time.
And I'm not trying to
Is that second?
Yeah,
or
second that, yeah.
whatever, be rude to people, but it's gotta start.
Okay.
I think it's been just
Well, you're not getting
pushed on the
any
back.
more money, so.
Exactly, it's just been, to me, kind of put on the back burner for too long, and then we gotta do something.
Okay.
They hear what they wanna hear.
Right, and I realize that they're probably not gonna do crap about getting served with a paper saying, clean your shit up, but then we go to the next step.
Yeah, well,
You know,
that,
but we have to
that's
start,
always-
and then, but we gotta keep on it, not just, well, we served them with paper, and then 2 years later, I'm sitting here
Doing the same thing.
saying the same dang thing.
okay, well,
Example on that part, but.
yeah. The, motion and seconded to escalate the process of notice deliveries? Is that,
Motion to escalate the delivery of notices for junk vehicles.
okay. Oh, just junk vehicles.
Oh, that's what I wrote down.
All of them.
Yeah, slum lords too, you know, they just
Nuisance,
condemn.
All-
okay,
I don't know.
okay, just say nuisances.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that'd be a better word.
Nuisances covers it all.
I can't say the word I want
Yards,
to use.
yeah,
Okay.
or
Okay,
nuisance
Okay.
property.
alright.
Yeah.
So, moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Like,
Aye.
Jim
And-
says aye
And
too.
Jim says aye too. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Let's see, done? Oh, no, he's got his notebook out.
Yeah, the third thing I had on the list was actually what Laura brought up the last meeting, but we addressed that earlier, and that was about the card machine deal, so we've already covered that.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, that's it for today.
Okay. So, Mr. Dew, do you have any comments, concerns?
no, I'm good, thank you. Mike said all.
All right. Council's done, is there any, oh, we have, oh, I'm sorry.
You forgot me?
No.
I was
The
gonna say,
clipboard
there's
says,
we have a few names on that list.
yeah, the clipboard says, arts and crafts fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The three businesses, the coffee shop, the Highway 21 Grill, and Hozzy's, would like to have permission to have a street fair, well, actually a sidewalk fair, April 9th, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I have 13 vendors, and what it is, it's local artists. There's some kids, the school's involved, if this is a go. There's school, there's some young people who do arts and crafts. There's a lot of people who do arts and crafts in town. There's wood art, there's metal art, there's wreaths, there's candles, there's all kinds of different people who are doing things. What we'd like to do is get the sidewalk in front of, from the fabric store to the bank. We've all agreed that they could put them there, where all the businesses will be open that day, to accommodate food, drink, whatever. And, what we're trying to do is promote and let people know that there's more to Lind than driving through and seeing nothing. So we have local arts and crafts people who want to sell their things and, you know, and the kids can make money and stuff. We'd like to make it a yearly thing. So, and we're calling it the Highway 21 Arts and Craft because Highway 21 is the road they're on. And if they see it once, they may remember it again and say, oh, maybe we should go to that. So what we'd like to do before we advertise or do anything, I wanted to come to the council and make sure that you guys were on board with us to do this, to bring people to town, one, to show people there's more here than nothing, and to promote, of course, our businesses and bring commerce into the community. So I guess I'm here to ask permission to use the sidewalk that day.
Sounds good to me. I just wanted to bring up one thing, Cheryl, and I'm sure you're aware of it. There is a small,
Peddler?
peddler permit that,
Vendor fee.
or vendor fee, yes, that,
You don't want a peddler? You don't want a peddler?
okay,
And we have decided between the three businesses that we will pay the vendor fee for every person involved.
okay, I just,
And that if they, at the end of the day, if they have a good day, that they may pay us back. And if
Right.
they don't, we'll do it, but this year we want them there. And there
Right.
are some children involved, so we'll make sure that that's taken care of.
I just wanted to remind you that.
No, I knew that, so, just for
$2.
I thought it was 4.
No, I think it's
That's
2.
5 now.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Okay, I'm taking 2 because I'm paying for everybody, so. And like I said, we have, as of this evening, the 13th vendor is considering, so we have at least 12.
Okay.
Okay, and that was the 9th of April, you said?
April 9th,
April 9th.
and that is the last weekend of spring break. But we wanted it so they could do their Easter stuff, because there's wreath makers and there's all kinds of things happening. And this is purely, strictly local.
What time frame are you,
10 to 4.
10 to
I
4?
mean, sorry, 8 to 4.
8 to 4 is roughly the window you're
I'm
wanting
at
to
8.
want.
I'm doing,
Okay.
tomorrow I'm doing the clothing and diaper and food giveaway, and that's 10.
Okay, so
Eight.
it's 8 to 4.
Yeah, because I want to get there and set up, so.
Cheryl,
Yes,
I don't know whether a liability insurance might be required, but would you be able to?
my
check on that?
sidewalk's covered by my building insurance.
Okay, well, then
And
that takes care of
PJ's
that.
on board with this, so the only one I haven't heard from is Winchester, and if we have to block that off, we won't put them there.
Okay. Yeah,
And as far as the
I
other
just
side.
had that from, there was another application a while back and we had some,
Yeah.
things that
So
occurred
my,
with that.
my insurance should cover that for the 3 businesses there, and Scott knows the bank building and
Mhm.
PJ, and I don't,
Okay.
I never even thought about the seniors. Well, I thought about you, because I thought about if they said no, then I'd have to use the inside of your building too, but the whole thing was just, when I took my kids on vacation, we went through a little tiny town on the main road, and it was kind of set up like that, and we stopped, and it was really cool. We spent an entire day there going through all these fun things that people do, and I thought, you know, it might be kind of fun to do that here, just for something different. So anyway, I'm asking permission to do that.
I think it's a great idea.
Fantastic idea.
Mhm.
Okay, total agreement.
Thank you.
Okay, the other person is not here, so I guess anybody else?
Was it Bobby?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I put her on my thing. my
No.
notes. Vicky.
Yes, ma'am?
Just so you know, the, school superintendent, along with the Roger from the church, are having issues with the guys on the motorcycle. I do know for a fact that the cops got called this last weekend due to their, wheeling and stuff, and the superintendent is gonna try and come up with something. I know Roger has said he's gonna do something about the alley, because there were 7 of them up there.
Okay. I didn't
So
know.
just so you know that they're a little miffed over the damage that is happening, and the superintendent personally got hold of me,
Okay,
just so you know.
okay, thanks. And that was this last weekend?
Yeah,
Okay.
I can tell you,
You couldn't miss them, it was noisy.
it was bad. I mean, they went through there from the corner up by Phelps and all that, and they were doing wheelies. And then when they got to right by the corner of the church, they started just rocking on it, and they were wheeling, tearing it up, and there were some problems over the winter when the snow was bad. They had a car almost roll there. They had 4 of them drag racing up there in the snow, and he slid, almost rolled it down into the,
The football
They
field?
don't go to the airport anymore? I mean, that first.
so, just so you know that they are,
Okay.
so
On it.
concerned about that.
Okay.
And they did call the cops.
All right. Catholic Church, right? Roger, right? Roger?
Yep,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I believe it's Don, the superintendent. Tell you in just a second, and I'll tell you exactly what time. $2:43 the other day.
Okay.
And I do know that the cops were by, cause they came by our place a couple times. They started up at the school and then they went down towards Stelzer's and all that.
Okay. Thank you.
Were any pictures taken?
Yes,
Okay.
we have pictures of all 6 of them up there behind the church and coming from that way, and I do know that the cops were pinpointing who they were. The one guy that caused problems, the superintendent tried to stop him, and he floored it past the superintendent. He was irate over that, because they were up there doing some damage at the booths.
tennis courts and building permits.
So, thank you, thank you.
That's it?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right, all in favor say aye.
Yep.
And we are adjourned. Thank you.
I just said I like twice. Thank you. We're supposed to copy the